Okay, on the Wissota 911 here, the Z height of the wheel is roughly about 4 5/8 on my machine. Just within, say, about a 30-second, 16th to 32nd. And then on the EZ Sharp machine, their competitor, it's about 4 1/8. So what I've done is I've taken a Wissota holder here, and I've taken another one I've had here, which is for figure skating, and I put a different plate on it. And instead of butchering the plate I've got, I went through and took an older Wissota holder and I cut off this plate with a hacksaw. Took a long time, but that was just the easiest way for me to do it. And then I went through and bored 2 holes and dropped the plate down. So I've got a 3D holder now that I can use on an EZ Sharp machine. And it's about a 1/2 inch offset roughly. You go ahead and put these 2 holders side by side and look at them. It's a different Z height. They're not all the same in all machines. So the figure skate holder for the Wissota has got this bracket. So what I did is I non-destructively just took the bracket off. And this is just basically has longer stanchions here to grab a blade. You can use this for figure skates on most of them too. This has just got more support, a longer clamping piece. But this clamp was off an older, more obsolete unit from Wissota, so I went ahead and basically cut this off. Now, the downside on this is I had to do a little bit of a grind this way so the wheels don't touch. I had to leave a little bit more clearance on here. And then this height of this bolt here, on some skates, because this is running lower, I really need to trim this off. This has got a 1/4 28 bolt. So I need to buzz off about a 1/4 inch there. Because on some skates, when you mount it on here, because the Z height's lower, this is going to touch this and then pitch over the skate. There's an old tangent holder here from Wissota. The clamp on this is actually goofed up, in the sense it's been stressed on here. So that's what can happen on a used unit like this. But I had another one that wasn't goofed up. And so I went through and cut this off is what I did, so I could drop it down. The EZ Sharp machine, to the center line of the wheel, if this was the wheel here, this is actually a different size hub, but it's about roughly 4 1/8 inches. Just take that with a grain of salt. This is roughly about 4 5/8 with the Wissota. Those are just kind of crude numbers. There's a 1/2 inch difference. So it's Wissota holder is 1/2 inch taller. So to take a Wissota holder, use it on an EZ Sharp machine, you got to take off a 1/2 inch somehow. Now if you look at this Wissota machine, this has got a split casting on here. And I believe the clamp that's on here on the motor, so the Z height could actually be varied up and down. So my number I just gave, just take it with a grain of salt. When you dress the wheel, of course, across here with the running, and then you go kiss the wheel with the where it actually touches the wheel there may not be the center of the wheel on any machine, on a classical grinder. It has to do where the pivot is, from the pivot point of here over to here. So if this stone was high or low by a 32nd of an inch, it's not the center of this. It's the center of curvature, and that's determined by how this is cut. So you got to be careful. You don't just assume it's always going to hit in the center of the stone, because you got manufacturing tolerances. And that's on any of the machines. The Blackstone, Blade Master, Wissota, EZ Sharp, the old Champion pulley machine. There's a bunch of old machines floating around. As far as I know, all the Wissota machines, even the old S8 model, have got the same Z height here. And what I've seen is the EZ Sharp machines run lower. And so there's the mod. Cut this down, the slots. They've used this slotted system in some of the older ones. It was Wissota, that's what that was for. They had a pin that slided on here. And so I just went through and ground this down actually by hand with a grinder. It's actually sitting on here too, besides these two screws. And then I had to go through here and mill this a little bit, grind a little bit of the way. And for you Wissota fans, I used a Wissota grinder. That's almost classical. The only thing again is the height of this. I need to go through and drop this down. I need to grind off some of this. But now I've got my 3D Wissota holder to use on a EZ Sharp machine that's at another place. You can also get one from EZ Sharp too, one of their great holders too. They have a couple different holders. But I was going to get one, and then this response was such that I didn't have to tear up this. I went through and just unbolted this. So if I want to hook my figure attachment, I've got that here. I can plug this back on for figures. See, made in USA, Wissota W180. I believe that's the date code. Need to get a new switch on there. That's even got the original Wissota stones. I think we got some spares. This is, they had water in there for the coolant. When you grind something and you want to put it down here and cool it off is what that's for. Regards. You can hear it. You can hear the relay unclick here in a second. It spins down. The start relay. Hear the click. There it is. So that's got a centrifugal third of a horsepower, model E6.